Boy, g'day guys, it's Sam here from Build Not Bought, and today you can probably guess where I am. Actually, I'll give you 5 seconds. It's cold, it's windy, it's been raining, then it's not raining, then it is raining, then it's raining while it's sunny. We're in Victoria, of course. I'm in Melbourne and I've got a Y62 Patrol. Been looking for one of these for a while, so let's get into it. Alright, so we're starting at the front as usual. So Y62 Patrol, what year is it? It's a 2013. So the Y62s is the next model after the GUs. Now, I've been wanting to do one of these because not only because they're modern, but Nissan have finally decided to bring out the petrol V8. So it's got a petrol V8 and something a bit special going on as well, but we'll get into that in a second. On the front, it's got a dash off-road bull bar. So that's sort of a steel replacement to the bumper that normally comes on them. Now he's gone and done a sort of Baja design front end, so it's got the 4 steady lights on there. There's a 12,000 pound carbon winch underneath as well, so that's on the front. Looks like he's wrapped the grille as well, so that's like is that vinyl wrap stuff? What's it called? Raptor-liner. Yeah, Raptor-liner. So that's been done there as well. It's kind of matted out the front, looks pretty cool. Around the side, Razzler also made the snorkel on here, so that's a 4-inch snorkel. They've also done sliders too, so the sliders on here are Razzler built as well. On the top, it's just a Rhino rack platform, so that's just the normal roof rack up there. There's a light bar attached at the front, as well as the ARB Touring awning. Now, it's got the nice little fancy cover on there as well, so it is just a rollout one, but you get rid of that crappy zipper plastic cover they come in. Around the back, we've got a Outback Accessories rear bar, so that's a steel bar. It's housing the 2 wheels as well, so it's got the 2 spares. You can obviously put a Jerry on one side if you want, all that kind of customizations there also. Around the side, this side, I'll get into wheels and tires while we're here actually. So he's gone what is that, Dirty Life? I've never heard of these before, but they're a Dirty Life wheel. So one of the first ones in Australia and one of the first ones on a Y62. And they're wrapped in a Nito Trail Grappler. So they're 35-inch tires, so that's pretty cool to fit on one of these cars. Now, we'll get into suspension while we're here as well because we're down here anyway. So the front end's IFS, that's standard in these cars. Now it's just added a Radflow remote resi coilover in there. So it's got a 2-inch lift. It looks nice and proportionate because it's a 35s, but it is lifted. Now the back end is a little bit special as well. It's actually got billet lower control arms. So obviously having a lot of power, those billet arms give it some strength down there, and also suits the 2-inch lift. That's lifted that back up to suit the front as well. There's also 2 sub-tanks, oh it's not 2 sub-tanks, there's 2 tanks under there. So it's a Brown Davis 140 litre main and 140 litre sub. So that gives you a lot of capacity, but maybe not so much range being in there. So you'll know why in a second. So I think we'll get under the bonnet. We'll get straight into this and show what's going on under this thing. All right, underneath the bonnet. Now I'm liking what they've done in here. It's a petrol V8 engine. So this is literally a V8 supercar engine. Well, maybe not. Well, maybe it is, because the Nissan V8 supercars actually run this motor, but obviously build them up. But this is what they start with, and it's a 5.6 litre petrol V8. So it's the VK56, is that right? Yeah, that's the one. Now he's gone an extra step and put a Harrop blower on there, so it's the 2300. It's only pushing in about 6 pound of boost, so it's just nice for this engine. Like, it's still stock motor basically, stock bottom end. He hasn't done cam or anything. It's just been tuned up and had the blower put on. Okay, so power-wise, it's been on the hub dyno and it's putting out 513 horsepower. So that's pretty awesome. And obviously being in a modern vehicle, like, it's gonna be bloody quick, and it is. So we'll get into the challenges very shortly, and I reckon it's gonna be one of those top contenders for the sprint at least, but awesome fun to drive. So he's also gone the bigger airbox. There's a bigger airbox in here for the obviously the more air, the more flow. Now there's a piggybacked ECU. So that's on there, so you can actually, there's an app on your phone. Everything's to do with your phone these days. Bloody technology, I tell you, but you can go on there, change the tune. So he's done that, so he's got the capability to do a separate tune for maybe 98 fuel or 91 fuel, depending on where you are, so you can still go touring and just set a tune for economy and then set one for power. So there's a bit of versatility there. There's also 2 batteries, so there's a main and an auxiliary. Now this car actually has 4 batteries. We'll get into that in a second. There's 2 more in the back to run everything down there, but in the engine bay, we've got 2 here. So starter, and that must be a deep cycle, is it? Deep cycle AGM? Yep. That's the one. All right, let's go inside, see what's going on there. All right, inside. Oh, super comfy, super spacious. Now, these are a very big car. There's no getting around that. And inside, it's like bloody luxury. I feel like I'm in a Bentley almost. Now, there's not a lot going on when we're talking about aftermarket. He's added in a Uniden UHF radio, so that's in there, pretty standard for the four-wheel drive. There's a few buttons and switches and bits and pieces for lights. But other than that, everything's pretty much in here already. There's so much technology going on. Like I've been looking in the center console and there's like buttons for like on-road, off-road, rock, sand, snow, all sorts of bits and pieces. Like, it's just technology. It's the way the future's going with this sort of stuff. So in the back, there's a few more things going on electrically wise. So I think we'll jump there and keep working back and see what's happening back there. Back. I kept saying back. All right, in the back, it's starting to rain, so let's do this quick. Now this is where the electrical stuff is. So there's two more batteries under there. So they're 100 amp hour each. So there's a lot of juice back here. Now that goes into a 1500 watt inverter. So that gives you a 240 volt power. There's also a red arc DC to DC charger. So that comes through from your battery, charges both of these batteries. Now that is to power the fridge. So in the back, we'll get to that in a sec. There's a fridge there and it's got a bit of tunes banging as well. You got to have the bass with you when you go on these trips. A little kicker sub and an amp as well. So let's run around the back, see where this fridge is. Right, in the back, we've got a Clearview Easy Slide drop-down fridge slide, which houses a travel mate. Set of drawers as well. Oh, actually, I found this little table on the side here. Now that clips on here, so when it's down, you actually can add an extra table on and you can make a sandwich or whatever. I guess that's what that's for. There's some outlets here, so those batteries that we mentioned before will power this fridge. Also some accessory outlets for charging and whatnot. There's a nice drawer system here. A whole lot of camping gear, recovery gear and all that goes in there. Really big, which is handy. These came from WA. Now this whole car came from WA, so Anthony's actually purchased it from there, driven it all the way over east. So that's why a lot of the gear in here is from that state. And there's another, this is a good idea, I like this. I need to do this with my car. And then drawer as well. All right, and that's that. And then there's some runners on this side if you want to connect more stuff down, tie things back and everything. So that pretty much wraps that up. I think it's time to take this thing for a test drive, which I'm very excited about. And then for the challenges, which is going to be equally exciting. So let's get into that. Okay, the push button. Woo! I feel the rumble already. So what have I driven that's similar to this? Not a lot, apart from my car. Petrol V8 supercharged, foot brake. This is literally like an extra. So I've been sitting in this the whole drive here and it has a nice note to it. Like, obviously all the insulation behind the firewall is that nice because it's a modern car, so all you hear is the noise out the back when you want it, so that's pretty cool. So what's cool about this is the traction control side of things. Obviously, traction control's been around for a while, but this actually adapts to that more on-road as well. So you can select four-wheel drive, but when you're in two-wheel drive mode and on the road, it's sort of rear-wheel drive, but if it senses a bit of slip, it actually starts engaging the front wheels. So it's super good traction-wise, good off-road, good on-road. It's just, with the power this thing has got, it actually gets it to the ground, which is exciting. Whereas mine, put the power down, it will just spin out of control. You go crazy, go nuts. So, absolute beast. This is the best part of my day. Best day at work ever. Oh my God. Far out, she jumps. Even foot flat, it just didn't even spin. It just found that traction. Do you reckon it was doing a bit of the traction control stuff?
I thought about it for a second.
Yeah, thought about it, but it's got some grunt there. Obviously these Nitto tyres hook up really well. The terrain we got here is almost like a road anyway, so it's fair. That was quick. The thing launched. It's because it's an auto. There's that advantage. All right, I think we hand it back to Anthony. We'll do his challenges, see what this thing can really do in the 100-meter sprint. So it's time to do the 4 challenges now. You've sort of seen what these are about. You know, a bit of a gist of an idea what's going on.
Yeah, look, eco challenge, I'll smash that, that's for sure. Sprint, I reckon that's going to have me, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's it, yeah. So the sprint challenge, 100 meters. We found a nice flat-ish track here.
Flat-ish.
You've got some good terrain, a bit of grip on this stuff, but you're slightly uphill, so it kind of evens out.
See how we go.
See how we go. So we've got that first, and then obviously we'll do the comfort challenge, couple of water on the bonnet, get up to 50 k's an hour, brake again, see how much comes out.
Yep.
Nothing too scientific, of course. And then flex ramp. That's a bit different here because we don't have the flex ramp. We're in Victoria. I couldn't bring that with me. So we might find a rock or a
stump just there.
Yeah, up on a stump or something. Yeah. You don't reckon we need too much to get up, eh?
Nah, probably this rock right
couple
here.
Of inches.
See how we go.
And then the economy. So that'll be an interesting one at the end. You're trying to get the worst on that, aren't you?
I'm going to get the worst. So I might as well just embrace it, you know, like make something out of it.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, done. definitely felt like a harder look. No, I can go better than that.
660.
Let's get in the 5s.
You can't get enough 5.
Oh, with that attitude, mate. If we went flat, I could definitely get in 5s. 100%.
Oh, well. You're not getting any slip.
No, I know.
So you got the good terrain. A lot of guys getting slip. 660. It's in the 6s. I can't remember what the milliseconds were.
Oh, I can't let. No.
One
Can't
more.
lose to a diesel.
Slower.
I know. I backed off when it started sliding in.
Yeah.
I was like,
707.
yeah.
I reckon, yeah, it's 650.
That's
That's the one. That's the one. So here's the problem. We don't have enough water to fill up the container for the comfort challenge. So there's a choice of beer or cider. We've gone the cider route because who wants cider?
Don't have a girlfriend anymore. This is why.
No one get upset in the comments that we're wasting alcohol. This is very important. Test. Alright, we might get on the bonnet and do this second one so it doesn't all spill everywhere.
This might help me, you know.
Yeah, bit of froth.
But cider, he drives a 62. 100%. That was your most known comment.
Why do you have cider in the fridge?
Missus.
The missus, oh yeah.
Here we go.
Don't
have a missus anymore.
That's why it's still in the fridge.
I'll pick someone up on Tinder, she might like cider. I don't know how do you pour a cider?
Just like a beer.
I don't know.
Alright, this is going to be pretty interesting, a bit exciting. Bit of cider in the thing. Who's messaging me? Alright, move the GoPro and we'll get into it. So the terrain here is pretty hectic, so we're going to do our best to get to 50, but I'll be happy if he just gives it a bit to between here and the end of that hill, because it's pretty rough.
So everyone's gone with the gentle approach. I am not. I'm going to descend it, really.
He planted it.
It's actually worked pretty well, to be fair. I'm happy with that.
The cider stuck to the bottle, didn't it? So what percentage are we looking at? That's
99.
99%, you reckon?
I've had the wipers on, so not 99.
No, I reckon that's around like 90.
So you couldn't do that with you.
Right, we're back at the shop for the flex ramp challenge. Now I've had to improvise again because I didn't bring a flex ramp and we couldn't find a rock. So the next best thing is a forklift, of course. Don't roll it. The day's not over yet, we can still roll it. There we go. There's a gap. You've cheated! Now go from the back hub as usual to the ground from where the tyre is. So it's on the dot. 400 mil.
Perfect.
You've got a whole 400 mil in this piece. There we go. Done deal. Alright, back at the servo for a top up. We've done the K's on there. What is it? 147.
Yep.
Can't read that. 146.7 K's.
I reckon we've used 40 litres.
You're guessing 40 litres.
That's my guess. I reckon we're going to get pretty close to the 40 mark.
Alright, let's see how much he uses. Car's definitely more filthy.
There we go. All the fuel stays.
49 litres. Alright.
Hold you up,
49. What was it, 146 Ks? 33.5.
Efficient.
33.5 litres per 100. That's terrible.
Smiles.
You weren't lying.
Smiles per mile, mate.
That's it, smiles per mile, that's what I say.
Alright guys, hello and welcome back to the famous Rig Rundown leaderboard. Now he was itching to get that first position on the sprint but managed to only get the second spot at a 6.6 second run. Now the next is the comfort challenge coming in at the standard 80% there. Quite a few, we've got 2 on the 85 and 3 on the 80%, so sitting right in the middle there on the comfort challenge. Now with the flex, this is where it let him down with that IFS new version Patrol, an atrocious 400mm of flex. Oh my god. Now with the economy, now I'm going to say he got the worst here because let's be honest, Ronnie Dales is somewhat of an outlier. So, but you can't expect much more from a petrol supercharger V8 in a four-wheel drive. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching this rig rundown. Keep an eye out for the next one and I'll see you then. Peace.
please click the button to your left if you want to go and check out the latest merchandise we have on our website. If you missed last week's episode, click down below to see it, and most importantly, on the far left, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.